ask you the same question. Do you think the American public are now going to see the difference between the two parties, that one publicly and with some pain have expressed a belief in women's rights to not being bothered by men, and that it cost them a senator they respected a lot, who spoke their language a lot, and they're willing to show that even they care about this issue enough to sacrifice somebody basically like this that they could have used in further arguments. And the Republican Party, which we just heard from the cynical voices of Newt Gingrich and Laura Ingraham, I mean, these people are quite openly saying they're not going to use that standard. They're not even going to apply the standard.
You know, I think this fuels the fundamental dynamic that we saw starting the day after the inauguration, when there was a women's march, enormous crowds, lots of energy.
Women especially angry about Trump.
Women angry about Trump. Women running for office. That'll be something else to watch.
Jason, your thoughts about the possibly positive education that the public are. I don't know how you can avoid the education in this. The worst you can say about the Democrats is they're too pure. And that's the stupid thing to say, but that's the worst thing you can say about it. These guys set too high a standard for public office. How's that for an argument? My opponents, the party of my opposition, they set too high a standard. You know, come on. What do you think?
Right. You know, that's the thing. I think this is wonderful because it is a standard that we should all be following. It is, first and foremost, you know, Newt Gingrich is the last person who's ever been concerned about the morality of the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, for that matter. I mean, those are not the allies that you want to have. But I think it's important that the Democratic Party has at least remained consistent. Look, they're not going to win over Roy Moore voters with this. They're not going to win over Trump voters with this. But what you can do, there's something to be said, and voters will pick this up. Voters don't like parties that aren't consistent. They don't trust you when you preach one thing and your policy is something else. So for the Democratic Party to say, hey, look, not only are we going to complain about the war against women, not only are we going to be the party that represents women's issues economically and policy-wise, we're going to hold our party to that standard. I think it increases enthusiasm. It makes people much more happy about the party. It may not bring any Republicans over, but it will certainly make Democrats much happier. And they can bring some attention and some excitement to what might be Keith Ellison or the woman lieutenant governor in Minnesota running for that position.